This Final Cut tutorial explains all you need to know about how to use 360-degree video. Most people think of 360-degree video as just a novelty. Well, wrong. You may ask what 360-degree video can do in a normal timeline that normal clips can't. Well, in this video, you'll see what. You'll see how to simulate multi-scenes as if they were shot with multiple cameras, or with one camera, and the multiple scenes are all done in post, looking like many cameras. I'll show you how to pan a video as if it's been shot using a crane or a slider with nice smooth pans that would require very specialized and expensive equipment. I'm Bruce McBride and I can provide one-on-one personal tuition in Final Cut. Just click the link trainingfinalcutpro.com. And if you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and press the bell. There are new videos every Sunday. To shoot 360-degree video, you need to have a 360-degree camera to be able to record that VR, like an Insta360 One X or a GoPro Fusion. Anyway, let's look at how to edit 360-degree video in Final Cut. You can import the 360-degree clip as you would any regular clip. And you'll notice that the 360-degree clips have a different icon in the top left corner and the thumbnail looks a little different. But before you start the edit, you need to make some changes to settings, and these are all necessary. First, create a new project and set the format to 360 degrees monoscopic, and you don't need to make any other changes here. Select the clip in the browser, and in the inspector, select the Info tab and change the 360-degree projection mode to equirectangular. Next, change the viewer to 360-degree viewer in the viewer menu. That's next to the inspector. Then add the file to your timeline. That's all with the changes to settings. But it'd be a good idea to hide the browser so that you can see a little bit more. So Control plus Command 1 will hide the browser. The panel to the left is called the master orientation. And you could think of it as the default view that is initially shown. You can move around the clip in the controls in the master orientation itself or in the inspector with the tilt, pan and roll buttons. With all this moving around, it's easy to get the clip disorientated and you may lose a horizon. So in Final Cut, you can select Show Horizon, and then in this control, if we turn orientation on here, which is where you would normally find your transform, and then you can move the clip and keep the horizon level by working on the right-hand side clip. And you can see the results on the left-hand side. You can set it back to the master orientation by setting the settings here and reset the angle. And you can also zoom in or widen the angle by using this control here. So that's it, as wide as you would want it to go. And you can zoom in here. Now be a little bit careful, because the more you zoom in, and that smaller number is the zoomed number, the more pixelated this will become. And from here you can select your clip and you can do your normal color corrections. You can add effects, you can add transitions. So there are specific transitions, there are specific effects, and also in the generators there are specific generators as well that you can use in a 360-degree video. You can go to your titles and you can select the 360-degree titles there, and they can be dragged into your timeline. And if you go to the inspector now and select the title, then you can make your changes in there, and you can also go in and change the title. You can change the font and any other text effects. And you can also add keyframes, and that gives the effect of the clip actually moving. And those keyframes have been added so you're seeing different views on the left hand side. A 360-degree video needs to be viewed in a special application, and one of the easiest to use is the VLC player. I'll show you how to use that in a minute. But in the meantime, you need to be able to export your 360-degree video so that it can be played in a specialized player. And you would do that by simply coming to, you could go to master file, or let's use H.264, and we'll open that there. You can see that the projection type is selected there, and you can see the reorientation icon on the side. So you would simply select next and save that away. After it's exported, select the file in the Finder and drag on top of VLC player in your dock, or launch the VLC player and select Open File in the File menu. You'll be able to view and interact with the 360-degree video just as you wish. Just drag in the VLC window and position anywhere within the 360-degree view. One of the simplest ways to view 360 is on YouTube. You can upload it to YouTube as normal. YouTube knows about the metadata of the 360 degrees, and then when you play the YouTube video on your computer, you'll be able to interact with your mouse. You'll be able to view the 360-degree video just as you did with the VLC player. Just drag in the YouTube window and position anywhere within the 360-degree view. Most people think the 360-degree video is just a novelty. Well, that's just not the case. 360-degree video can also be played in normal 16:9 videos, and there are some unique benefits that will quite blow your mind. So let's look at how to do this in an HD timeline. First of all, you don't need to make the changes to settings as we did for the 360-degree timeline. Well, all bar one. You still need to check the projection mode in the inspector. I'll change back the viewer settings we made earlier. If you look in my browser, there are some normal 16:9 clips as well as some 360-degree clips. And those 360 clips will also have that small reorientation icon, and they'll look a little bit unusual. So I'm going to start a new project now as a standard HD. As we saw earlier in this tutorial, 360-degree projects were able to be panned and titled. But in an HD project, they just work as a normal HD clip. So you may ask, what's the benefit? Well, you're just seeing the master orientation view, or as I said earlier in this tutorial, the default view. The 360-degree information is retained and still can pan and roll, but not as you did earlier. Select the orientation icon below the viewer, and you can move around the 360-degree view of the clip. You can also use the controls in the inspector for a more accurate placement, plus the field of view to show more of the wide angle or zoomed effect. You could keyframe these movements to simulate pans and zooms as they would have been filmed in an original recording, but with much more smooth pans and tilts that would be impossible to film without very sophisticated and expensive equipment. So select a point at the beginning of the clip, move the vision to the point you first want to see, and then click a keyframe button. Move the playhead further down the clip and change the view. By default, Final Cut will enter another keyframe at this location in the timeline. Now let's play the clip and see that pan. You can add further keyframes by just moving the playhead further down the clip. So let's tilt the camera angle up here. However, the biggest benefit in my mind is the ability to simulate filming different shots with multiple cameras. With the clips in the timeline, blade the clip and then reframe the following clip after the cut. And you can do this with as many cuts as you want, which looks like the scene was filmed with multiple cameras, and the soundtrack just continues uninterrupted. Brilliant. I hope this video, using 360 degrees, was enjoyable for you. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell. There are new videos every Sunday.